going on, guys? Welcome back to the vlog. Welcome back to a new country, actually. And I say welcome back because I am back in Slovenia. Obviously, if you've watched my previous videos, you know I've been here before, and I am in the capital city of Ljubljana. Just arrived on the bus from Croatia. It's about 11:30 in the morning, so we've got a full day of exploring. Going to check out the castle, some of the best viewpoints in the city. But as always, you already know what I'm going to say. First things first, I need some coffee. So I was actually on my way to find a cafe. Obviously took a wrong turn somewhere because I'm pretty much on my way up to the castle now, so I might as well go and check out the castle as it's the biggest attraction here in Ljubljana, and then we'll go and get coffee. This walk up might not be so easy without coffee, but I'll give it a go. Quick interesting story: when I was checking at the hostel, the woman actually said I'm like the first person from the UK to check in like a year, which obviously, given everything that's happened in the past year, it doesn't surprise me, but it's always nice to be the first for something. Interestingly, to actually go along with that, when I was crossing the border from Croatia to Slovenia before, I thought there was a problem because they took me to one side. The guy didn't like my passport or something. Never really had that before. Obviously, I know it's fine. It took him a good 15 minutes to get through it, which was kind of awkward because everyone on the bus was just waiting and watching. But at least I'm here now anyway. If you're actually in Ljubljana for the first time, I definitely recommend checking out all the grounds inside the castle up there. It doesn't just offer great views of the city, it's also got a lot of history behind it. But for the best views of the city, we're going to go there later. It's called Skyscraper. We'll just showing you a shot of it just then, but we'll go there later, and it gives amazing views of the castle and the rest of the city as well. But as I said, if it's your first time in Ljubljana, like I done last time, go and check out the grounds. Some of the stuff's free, where you can just walk around, and then some of it you actually have to pay for, but most of the good stuff is free. So as I said, not only does it offer great views of the city, you can also get a little history lesson by visiting the castle as well. I'm going to try once again to try and find this cafe, and if not, I'm going to have to settle for the McDonald's coffee, which isn't all bad. It's probably some of the nicest coffee. I always preach this to pretty much anyone I ever meet. Also, if you're wondering why I was walking really funny, the walk down is sketchy to say the least. I think I've definitely found my place for coffee in Ljubljana. That place was amazing. I don't actually know how long I'm going to be in Ljubljana this time around. It's either going to be 1 or 2 nights, but the thing with Slovenia is it's a relatively small country, which makes it quite easy to travel around. The only thing is sometimes you have to come back to Ljubljana to go to somewhere else, and that's going to be the case for this trip on maybe 2 or 3 occasions. But for this time, I'm either going to leave tomorrow or I'm going to do another day. It probably depends on how much I can get done today, how much I can see of the city, see what's changed, see what's new. Starting right now, we're going to go and check out the main square area where the 3 bridges are, see how busy it is around there. Whilst this square that I'm in is largely empty, I think there's literally about 3 or 4 people here. If you're in Ljubljana and you want to see some museums, you're into your museums, history and all that stuff, this is the place to come. Literally every museum's in this square, but as I said, right now it's completely empty. So that was like the Metalcova, I believe it's called, area, and it's basically, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's a former military barracks which has been turned into like obviously a lot of graffiti artwork, and then of an evening it's kind of like the nightlife scene. Wouldn't recommend going there overnight unless you're with people, because it is a bit of a sketchy area. And if you're after a unique experience in Slovenia, the hostel that I shown, which is, the name of it's completely slipped my mind, is right there, and it's like literally a former military barracks, so you stay in like kind of prison cell hostel rooms. It's quite cool. I'm not staying there this time, but I have done it. I would recommend it as a one-off experience, but you've got to check that area out when you're in Ljubljana. That lift I was just in was the lift taking you up to the skyscraper to get the views, but it was literally full up there because there's a cafe up there, so I'm going to go back later for sunset. I think I found a decent place with food later, so we'll check that out in a bit. If you haven't been able to tell from the videos already, it's super windy here in Ljubljana today, which doesn't surprise me, and we're meant to get some thunderstorms tomorrow. I'll give you a little clip now of the weather. Last time I was in Bled, it was middle of summer like it is now, and the rain was horrendous. Check this out. So much like when I went to try and find that cafe this morning, I couldn't find the place that I was on about, that I was going to go for foods that I'd seen online, but then again it was meant to be like a pop-up place, so maybe it's only open every now and then. I'm going to be back in Ljubljana at least twice more in the next 10 days, so I'll try again next time. Anyway, heading back to the hostel now, as I am moving on tomorrow. One difference I have actually noticed since I was last in Europe is there are a load of electric scooters, and they look so cool, even in Croatia and Slovenia. The only thing is, when you're walking along the streets, you don't hear them. They're dead silent until like they're right next to you, and then things go at some pace, so I wouldn't like to get hit by one. Thankfully, so far I've avoided it, but I'm sure that by the end of this trip I'll probably at least come very, very close to being hit by one.